It seems like the OOKI coin is trying to make the bottom formation, so we're going to go through this analysis over here. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe button if you like this sort of a content. And now let's begin. So long time we didn't talk about OOKI, ladies and gentlemen, so we need to discuss about the price action, what is going on with this coin over here. We discussed about the staking or something else, but the price pretty much a long time ago. So we need to discuss what's going on right now. It seems like that the OOKI, this is the weekly chart, we have some history already, and that's good. At the beginning, on approximately January of this year, we tried to actually start the new rally with the first and second wave over here on the Elliott theory on the OOKI, but it seems like that was just beginning for the big drawdown over here, which is ABC correction. And what you can see, if we exclude this, because this was just the peak that we had because of the launch of the OOKI itself, you know, when the BZRX went out of the market, we need to include only daily data over here, which pretty much starts approximately over here when the price stabilized on these levels, which means it seems like we had some sort of a ABC correction to the downside when it comes to the Elliott theory, which we are implementing on the OOKI chart over here. What you can see is that the OOKI is forming usually ABC correction into the A, then you have ABC correction into the B, and then you have the 5 move to the downside into the C wave, which means you have first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Yes, I do believe this is the fifth, even so we didn't break this low. And as you can see on the picture that I'm just showing you, this is the Elliott theory, where you don't break the previous bottom, but you're actually making the higher low, and even so that's the higher low that's still into the C correction. It's very rare to see actually, but I think there is a potential for forming that on the OOKI right now. The reason why that's important is because OOKI with that formation is forming the higher low, which means we may actually see some round bottom formation at the same time as the Bitcoin had in the bottom of the 2018, if you remember, and then we may actually form some sort of a rally to the upside. I'm not saying that we're going to start rally immediately, but I'm saying that the OOKI may already set in the bottom over here, as we discussed with some other cryptocurrencies. Some of them are already trying to actually form the bottom, and one of the reasons for that is simple, ladies and gentlemen. If we take data from here to here, you can see the drop of 96%. I don't think there are many people to actually sell on these levels, but at the same time you don't have a lot of people to actually buy the cryptocurrency because they're not so interesting right now when they dropped pretty much 90-95%. So we need to wait and see investors and, you know, the dumb money pouring into the Bitcoin and the altcoins as well, over and over again. And I don't think we are in that phase just right now, but it does mean that there is a potential that the bottom is actually in over here already. Mentioning RSI and MACD, you can see that the RSI is getting above level of 50, which is actually bullish and good, but it's important to stay above this area. And as well, if we zoom in a little bit on the MACD, you can see that we are coming back into the bullish zone of that histogram over here. You can see that we are still green. It doesn't mean it will stay green, but it does look that we are trying to put the bottom there as well. So on the daily chart, that looks pretty fine, while on the weekly chart we don't have a lot of history to see actually MACD and RSI, and RSI is pretty much the whole its weeks over here on the chart into the oversold territory. That could also be understood as a bullish signal, because after you visit this zone usually it's going to the upside, but so far I wouldn't take this in consideration at all. Now what I would actually watch on the OOKI on the chart over here, the mostly is the target of Fibonacci levels, because we don't have a lot of history to discuss right now, but 0.618 is going to be one of the most important, I do believe, and I'm 80% certain that if OOKI manages to get above 0.618, which is 0.006 over here, roughly you can see this level of resistance, the OOKI may actually confirm its bottom, and then we may see some sort of a round bottom over here, and then continuation to the upside to the previous highs or let's say the highs that BZRX had or whatever. So I do believe that if OOKI breaks this resistance, we may see some higher prices. However, when it comes to the level of support, I would definitely observe 0.686, or to be exact over here, you would like to watch the previous lows. So if we zoom in a little bit, what you can see is that the OOKI is constantly making higher lows, and we cannot break this. I don't want to see this coin breaking any of these lows, because if it does, if people put the stop losses below these lows, which is pretty much possible and probable, well, those liquid pools will just push the price down to the previous lows, and then God knows where this could go. But I don't think that could potentially happen right now, because S&P does look nice, ladies and gentlemen. You need to watch our previous videos if you're new on this channel, so you can know what we're discussing about the markets on this channel. But if OOKI manages to get above this line over here, I would be much less concerned for the price. If we stabilize ourselves above these lows over here, that would be as well bullish for the OOKI, as it's doing right now. It does take a little bit more time, but it's going there, it's getting there. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I gave you some targets to watch, what could actually determine the game of the OOKI in the next few days or weeks. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below, what are you doing with this coin? Are you trading it? Are you invested for the long term? Are you invested in it at all? What do you think about the price right now? I want to thank every single, each last one of you for watching our videos, and until the next update, happy trading and goodbye.